Sup, my brothers? Oh, why do I do that? I've got to stop. This is the Casio MDV-102, a very budget-friendly diver's watch by Casio from Japan that is pretty desirable these days. A lot of people are after these, and they're discontinued. Casio don't make them anymore, and there's not that many left around that are in good condition, and so they're quite desirable. And I'm going to go into why they're desirable in a minute, but I'd just like to show you the other version of this watch that I have. Now this is my nice one. You can see on the dial just there's a little picture of a marlin. Now this is the MDV-102, which I believe is the American, for the American market. I'll put this down. Now here I have the Casio MTD-1054. It's the same watch. As you can see, there's no marlin on the dial, and this one is really scratched up. Even sometimes you can barely make out the dial. The bezel is scratched, the crystal is scratched. This was my first watch when I got into watches. This was my first one, and it was absolutely fantastic. I absolutely loved it, and I just wore it all the time. And it's got a mineral crystal. So can you see there? It's got a slight curve to it, and it stands proud of the bezel and the watch, and the whole thing sort of slopes up, and it just scratches, catches and scratches on everything, because it's a thick watch as well. You know, it's not a thin watch at all. Can you see that? Yeah. So anyway, but you know, this watch is 10 years old, and I've worn it a lot. Anyway, recently I wore it painting. So that's the Casio MTD-1054, which I think was for the European market. I'm not an expert on this. This is what I think. I might be wrong. I might be right. I'll put that to one side, and we'll look in more detail at the MDV-102, which is the my lovely shiny clean one with the marlin. So, first off, I mean, it looks fantastic, doesn't it? It's got classic sort of divers styling, fantastic proportions. That marlin is lovely. Those sort of sword hands, date window at 4 o'clock, red tip second hand, baton indices, really nice. 200 meter water resistance. Never tested that, to be honest. I mean, it's good in the pool. It's fine in the pool. Now, the killer feature of this is this button here. Watch this. It lights up. Now, that's, I mean, the loom on this is pretty useless, but it doesn't matter because you've got this button. And at the top there, can you see that little, oh, hang on. Can you see that little yellow square? And at the bottom, another little yellow square, little LEDs, and glows like a torch. Absolutely fantastic. Press it, stays on for, what's that, 2 seconds. You keep your finger on it and it just stays on until you let go. That is the killer feature of this watch. It really is. I don't know any other watches that do that. You get the Timex Indiglow, which gives a nice faint glow to the dial, but this is something else, and it really does light up a dark room. It's fantastic. Really, really glorious. Anyway, let's have a little look at some specifications. So it's a quartz diver's watch, 200 meter water resistance. The measurement across the dial is 42 millimeters. Thickness is up to the top of the, you can't really make that out, can you, whilst I'm doing that? But anyway, it's to the top of the crystal is 14 millimeters. Lug width is 20 millimeters. Lug to lug 48 millimeters. So all the good things. Let's have a quick look at the back. Nothing particularly exciting on the back. You make that out. I mean, there's a marlin etched on there, a little bit of information, water resistant, etc, etc. The strap's pretty cool. This is the Casio, the original Casio strap. Fits into the lugs quite firmly. It doesn't lie flat, but curves nicely. So let's put it onto my 7.5-inch wrist and we'll see what that looks like. There we go. Looks pretty cool. I like it. It's comfortable. Rubber straps are not my thing usually, but this is shaped because it comes straight out of the lugs at an angle. You can see. Sorry about focusing on this video, folks. You can see here it fits in there and curves straight down, so it makes for a comfortable strap. That's it for the Casio MDV-102 and my old Casio MTD-1054. You can see they're the same, just marginless on this one. This one's, the light still works. That's not quite as bright, is it? Anyway, there we go. I really like these watches. I would highly recommend them. Oh, I didn't talk about the bezel. The bezel has got a good click to it. You can't really get to it because it's flush with the strap, so you have to sort of come at it from the side, and it's all a bit awkward. But I think, to be honest, on a watch like this, the bezel is just for show. You're never really going to use that for serious diving or timing. That's everything I need to tell you. It's a screw down crown, I forgot to tell you that. Screw down crown, change the date and the time obviously, hacking when you pull the crown out. That's everything to tell you. I highly recommend it. If you do come across one that's in good condition, jump on it, because they're really nice watches and difficult to come by these days. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, and you'll get alerts when I upload new videos about watches and knives and EDC gadgets. And have a look around my channel. There might be some interesting videos there for you. Anyway, as I said, thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.